This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Castles of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Castles. Available on Amazon, in Kindle and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, The True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes. Hello guys and welcome to a brand new episode of Stories, The True and the Fictional. We've got an exciting guest for you, but before we bring her in, I'm one of your hosts, Jay Bryden, and with me always is the wonderful Ryan, who is our resident reader. How are we going, Ryan?
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream. Been reading some good books. I finished Molly McCabe's What Comes Before, which was very, very good and nice. There was only two characters in the whole story, and it didn't feel like that at all. It was really kept me on the edge of myself. I think I read it in like 3 days. It was only a short, I think it was about 150, 160 pages.
All right, yep.
But yeah, definitely kept me drawn in, and I then started Blake Myers, who put Bella in the Witch Elm. I'm surprised. Like every book that I've read so far this year has been amazing, and I think I'm about 12 chapters into Blake Myers' book. This one's a little bit longer, it's 384 pages.
Yep.
I'm loving it. It's a bit different. It's got a bit of a horror supernatural element, but it's also a police procedural about a CSI in a small English town, and a long-standing actual true crime. So it's kind of historical fiction. But yeah, it's very, very well written. I must say, in Molly McCabe's and Blake Myers, no spelling mistakes, all grammatical errors, so I'm very happy.
Wow.
It's very, very good. I always keep my eyes out for those. But doing well. And then obviously also enjoying reading your book chapter by chapter as well, the new book that is coming out next year probably. It is very, very good. Obviously it is, based in a world where we have spent a lot of time in our D&D campaigns. So it's probably, reading about that and it taking me back nostalgia-wise and everything. Also, as you are aware, because you were here last night, we watched Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which was an absolute masterpiece. Yeah. It was really, really good, really well written, loosely based on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but it didn't really matter. It was a very well acted, well told story. I definitely recommend it. If you've got Netflix, you can watch it for free. Also, I am supporting my community of pirates by wearing my eye patch. So if you are a pirate, you can also watch it for free in the right places. But it's been a pretty good week for reading and movies. So yeah, excellent. And yes, guys, we've announced on our page that we're giving away 2 awards every year now. One essentially because Ryan's our resident reader, he will be choosing his best read of the year, and you will get an award and a 3 years of sponsorship. And then me and Neil are going to pick the best cover because we do our Word series where we check out covers and judge them harshly. Yeah. I would like to say that I've definitely locked in my winner, but I mean every book that I read is just. As I said, this year, and I have been reading a lot of Dark Veil Society since we have them all on our podcast, and they're just getting better and better. And I mean, I can actually say that I'm not 100% sure on what book I'm going to pick, but I have a few contenders anyway.
Yeah, and we're going to do a whole episode on that, so stay tuned for that. Please check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. All their links are down in the show notes. Their ads play throughout the episodes, so check them out. They're great people, great supporters of the show. But now, let's get to business. Let's start having some fun and bringing our guest, Vita Luna. How are we going?
Hello, I'm here.
welcome to the show, the full show. You did do an elevator pitch, but now you're here to do the big, grand, long, however it goes for, shows. But for those who don't know, who is Vita Luna?
Ooh, Vita Luna. Well, I'm a Dutch author who writes in English. I'm 26 years old and I've studied English to be better at writing my books and also to stand in front of the classroom. So I'm doing an internship for that now for secondary school. I am obsessed with a lot of
Oh,
TV
wow.
shows, a lot of music, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of movies. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm assuming you're a fan of Green Day.
Oh, yes, very much. That's like my camera isn't working, so I
Yeah,
have a little Green Day icon
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Green Day, I've been a fan of them since I was 12. I even show Green Day to my students when I teach.
That's good. Nah, me and Ryan grew up definitely grew up on Green Day.
Nice.
Have you ever been able to see them live?
Yes, I've seen them multiple times in
Yeah.
Ziggo Dome and also on Pink Pop, which is like I don't know if you've heard of Pink Pop, but it's a festival in the Netherlands, a 3 days festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like heaven.
Yeah, I've seen them twice. They in two times they come out to Australia, and they are, my all-time favorite concert was a Green Day concert, and I've been to a hell of a lot of concerts.
Mm.
And that they always, like, both times I've seen them, they played for 3 hours straight, and I think I was standing up for 3 hours.
Yeah.
No one was sitting down while they were playing. We were all singing along, and I love Green Day. I'm older, a lot older than you, so I can say that I've loved Green Day from their very first album. I have all
Right.
of them, and yeah, I absolutely love Green Day. Grew up on them. Still listen to them, even though I'm 43 years old. But yeah, I absolutely massive, massive Green Day fan here.
Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we could talk about Green Day all day long, but we're going to get these
Hmm.
icebreakers going. So
Definitely.
if you're ready, Ryan's
Yes.
going to take the first one.
Okay. All right. So picture this, Vita. We live in a perfect world, almost perfect world. There
Yeah.
is no war. There's no cruelty to humans, no cruelty to animals. There's no crime exists in this world. Everyone loves everyone. There's no taxes. All the politicians tell the truth all the time. So, given that we live in this perfect world, what is something that you would get rid of?
I I would get rid of when you have a garbage sack and you leave it out for a bit too long, sometimes liquid will start leaking
Hmm.
out
Mm.
of the garbage sack and ruin the smell of your house. And I would get
Yes.
rid of that liquid because the other
Yeah.
day my whole floor was covered and I had to scrub, and I don't
Mm.
Oh
want to do that
no.
ever again.
Yeah.
No, it took me, I've been married for, oh God, 13 years. And it took me up until March of this year to convince my wife to get a bin for our inside of our house, because she would always have me like just fill up a quick garbage bag and just put it in the bin straight away because of that very reason,
Mm.
because of the
Yeah.
liquid. Because in the big garbage bins, 9 times out of 10, when you put something in there, if you don't empty all the liquid out, it will go to the bottom of the garbage bin. And even when
Mm.
you
Yeah.
take the garbage bag out and throw it out, the smell of the liquid will still be in the bottom of the garbage
Mm.
bag. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely something that will be on my list as well.
Garbage
Very
juice. We're getting rid of
Yeah,
garbage juice, as we call it.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, Vita, what is something that's on your bucket list?
Oh, someday I really want to see Japan. A
Hmm.
lot of my friends have been there, but I haven't yet. But before I do that, I want to know how to read the hiragana and katakana better because else I'll be there and I'll just be lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least you're being smart about it. You're like, I want to learn the language before I go. See, whereas
Mm.
someone like me who'd be like, I just want to go to Tokyo or Japan, and I wouldn't even take the time to learn the language, and then I'd get there and I'd be like, oh, Google Translate everything.
Yeah, well, you got those apps now where you can talk into the app
Yeah.
and then it'll say something in
I
Japanese for you.
still would rather like to talk to the
Yeah,
person
yeah,
without technology, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think I would have to learn the language before
yeah,
going.
exactly.
definitely, definitely. And they do like punk rock bands over there too. So
Yeah.
they'll be all Green Day fans over there when you go
Mhm.
there.
All right. Well, you did mention earlier that you love a lot of different TV shows. So this next question comes with a visual, which Jamie will
It's
bring up.
coming.
Ooh.
Ta-da.
Now, obviously, you don't live in America, but are you familiar with the Mount Rushmore monument?
Oh, yeah, it's the four presidents.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. So obviously a lot of our guests are from America, so they tend to know exactly what it is. But given that, so these at the time of the monument's construction, these were the most influential and the most loved presidents of the history of America. So, with that being said, what would be on your Mount Rushmore of TV shows? So, your top four TV shows, in your opinion, of all time.
Number one would be the Canadian TV show. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it.
What was it? You
So,
just cut out then.
Oh, Degrassi.
yep,
Degrassi.
Degrassi.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
Degrassi. I used to watch that all the time. Degrassi Junior High, and then Degrassi, and then they made a movie. And yeah, I've seen all of it. Love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I would also choose Heartstopper, which is a more recent TV show.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's a high school TV show, a love story, and it has a lot of good representation of different kinds of people in it. And
Hmm.
then I would choose Felicity. I'm not sure if you
Yep.
know
I
that.
remember Felicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good people in
Uh,
that.
yeah. And then for my fourth one, I was doubting between two, but because this is an Australian podcast, I wanted to pick something Australian as well. So I picked Nowhere Boys.
Oh, Nowhere
No
Boys. Yeah,
boys.
that's
Yeah.
very, very good. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of a bit sort of supernatural
Mm.
kind of thing,
Yes.
but yeah, I've only seen the first season, but so far so good. I only discovered it this year because it's on our Netflix
Ah,
out here, and I've watched the first season so far, and it's definitely good, very good.
I love that. Yeah,
So
it's such a good story.
can I ask Vita why when you pick the first two shows about schools, is that because you are interning as a teacher?
Oh, I think that is a part of it, and I think also because for me, high school hasn't been that far away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
true, true.
these were shows that I watched. Well, Degrassi I watched from age 11 on,
Yep.
and I'm in a Degrassi online role play that I co-run.
Oh, fun.
So
Oh
that will
wow.
always be, yeah, which is a mix between Degrassi and Grey's Anatomy,
Oh,
mostly.
well, there you
Oh
go.
wow.
Uh, yeah, and Heartstopper, that's more recent, but a lot
Mhm.
of the things that the students face in that show, me and my friends face, so that's always
Yeah.
relatable to me. And it's also something that I feel like aligns with the kind of stories that I write. So that's why it
Yeah.
also fits. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So Vita, did you say that you were 26 years old?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you were saying high school is not that far away from how old you are. For
Yeah.
me, I graduated high school 24 years ago, so almost a whole you ago is
Yeah.
when I finished high school. Way to make
Oh,
us
yeah.
feel old.
Yeah. No, I finished school early, so when did I finish? 2000 was my last year.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So
So
wow.
you actually finished school before I did. I finished in
yeah,
2001.
I got out as quickly as I could, man.
Yeah.
Ah.
I got into year 7, and then the teacher said, "Oh, and by the way,
you can leave early, but you'll have to get your parents' permission or something like that. And I was just like, yep, leaving. Like in year 7, I was like, I'm leaving as soon as I can.
Ah.
I hated school.
Oh, there you go.
So this is going to be an interesting question now because we don't know what a zombie apocalypse would look like in the Netherlands. So,
Oh.
what is your zombie apocalypse plan?
Okay, my plan is to go to the supermarket first thing because that's
Okay.
where
Yeah.
all of the food is concentrated. That's
Yep.
where there will be weapons, like knives and sometimes,
Yeah.
and just all kinds of supplies. So I think it would be good to set up headquarters there.
Yep.
And you also, yeah, it's a place where there's places to hide in between the
Mm,
aisles and everything.
yeah.
So I'd set up my spot there at the supermarket.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good plan.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, would you let other people in, or would you
Lock them
would you
out.
say no? This is my supermarket. No one else is coming in. Lock them. Would you lock people out as well as zombies?
Oh, I don't think I'd lock people out. I think I would make a little stash and be like, okay, guys, this is my survival stash. You guys can come in my supermarket and get your own parts, but this little stash is my stash
Yeah,
to
no,
survive.
I definitely wouldn't let other people in. I would not at all
No.
because I'm a resident horror fan here. I read horror, I watch horror, I listen to horror audiobooks, and it never goes well when you let other
Yeah.
people in.
Yeah.
You always, I would take me, my wife, my 2 cats. I would take Jamie. I'd probably leave Chris
I'm already
because
fine.
I think I'll probably leave Chris because I think that even though he is one of my best friends, he would probably develop develop a plan to let the
Yeah.
zombies in and then rule over them. And I wouldn't invite Mike in because he'd eat all the food.
Yeah.
He'd
No,
eat all my
that's
food,
me.
so he's
That's
not
me.
coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Next question, Ryan.
All right. Question number 5. Now, because you're only 26, I will be okay with you saying no to the answer to this question. But have you ever heard of 2 movies called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Oh, yeah, I have heard of them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
With
basically,
Keanu
it
Reeves.
was yes, correct. It was Keanu Reeves' I think one of his very first movies, and also with Alex Winters, who's now a really successful director. So yeah, so basically the premise is they travel through time in a phone booth with a guy from the future called Rufus, played by the greatly missed George Carlin. So basically, Bill and Ted show up in front of your house in their phone booth time machine, and they say, "Whoa, dude! Rufus asked us to give you a ride in our phone booth time machine. Where do you
Oh,
go?"
I would go to the 60s to see the
Okay,
Beatles in their prime,
Oh,
to see
yes.
them perform.
okay.
Yeah.
Where
I
would
was,
you go and see them in England, or would you go and see them in America, or where would you go and see them?
oh, that is a good question. I think I would go to the Cavern Club in Liverpool to
Mm.
see where they
Yeah,
started. Yeah, I was
yeah. I
thinking.
think I. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was thinking either I'll go see the Beatles or I go see My Chemical Romance in like 2004.
Mhm.
But because I have seen My Chemical Romance like later, I
Yeah,
think the Beatles would be bigger. Yeah.
Well, well, in the spirit of Bill and Ted, where because what they do in the movie is they had to do a school report, so they went
Mm.
back and got all these historical figures and brought them to one place to do a school report. How about you
Oh.
take My Chemical Romance back and they can open for the Beatles?
Yeah, that would work.
That'd be
That would be
so funny.
interesting.
I think the Beatles would have a heart attack. They're going, what's this?
Yeah.
it'd be like that moment in Back to the Future where Marty
Yeah,
starts playing,
Johnny Be Good.
rock and roll, and
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
hey,
You're not
the guy,
ready.
the guy's cousin is Chuck Berry, and he's on the phone. He's
Yeah.
like, you know that new town you're looking for? Listen to this. Yeah, you guys are not ready for this, but your kids are gonna love it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Yeah.
love it.
um,
I love it.
I like it. I like it.
I like
Well,
it.
I can definitely say you have passed the icebreakers with flying colours. So well
Flying
done.
colors. That's awesome. So now we're going to talk about you. So we want to know what your author origin story is. Like, how did it
Yeah.
start for you?
Ooh,
How'd you get into writing, and how did you get to this point where you've released all these books?
yeah. Okay, so how I first started was when I was about 8 years old. I wanted a Nintendo Wii. And I
Wow.
thought, how can I? My mom was like, no, you can't have that. So I thought, how can I get the money for that? And I thought, I'm gonna write a story about Mario and Luigi and sell it door to door.
Awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, so that story it didn't get finished, but that was one of the very first stories I wrote. And then I remember I was about 10 years old when we had to like read in primary school. And then I raised my hand and I
Hmm.
was like, "Can I write a story in English?" Even though I'm Dutch, I was like, "Can I do that?" And I wrote something about a bat with three eyes in a cave.
Wow.
So those were the very first ones I wrote. And then the first book that I published, that was I've always wanted to write stories since then. I studied English to write good books in English so that they make sense. And then I wrote like 30 beginnings of books, never fully finished much. But then a friend of mine from this Degrassi online game, she said, "Oh, you and this other friend, your love story that you write, it's so good. You should write that as a book." Those are Degrassi characters. They're copyrighted, so we can't do
Yeah.
that. But we
Hmm.
could write an original
Yeah.
story with original characters. And then the friend said, "Yes, oh, I'd be into that." And so I came up with a storyline. We each came up with two characters to write their perspectives from. And then together we wrote my first book, Love and Loss in Camden.
Mm.
And that's the first one was published in 2021. Can I tell something about what the book's about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Please do.
definitely.
Okay, it's about a young man named Audrey. He really wants to be a baker, but he never sells any of his baking. He is too busy and focused on his dad, who has dementia, and caring for him, and he's kind of shut himself out from the world. He only lets his best friend Dylan come over, but sometimes he doesn't leave the house for weeks. And his younger sister, Tiffany, she dances at Juilliard ballet.
Mm.
Hmm.
And then she and her boyfriend, Zach, come back to the town where they live, which is Camden in Maine. And because the dad is getting worse, and then love stories start to happen
Mm.
between these characters.
Oh,
And
okay.
I also, when it was like lockdown times in 2020, a friend of mine made this list of 30 prompts and to write with. And then for a whole month, we tried to write every day with the prompts. And then I wrote this science fiction story, which included all 30 of them. So there were
Wow.
really strange things in the prompt list. Like, oh, what's behind this door? And things like that.
Mm.
And so I made this really strange story, and then I made that into a book called The Facility, which is Bracken and Co.'s Strange Discoveries, Volume One. And I ended up writing 5 books in that series, and
Oh,
making a
wow.
bundle as well with all 5 in 1, and then some extras. Like I made a how do you call it? A word search. I made a maze. I made a quiz. So that's out there as well. And by now I've published 13 books.
Wow.
And
13.
yeah,
That's
number
impressive.
14 is coming. It'll be it's one that I'm making with 2 children. So I have to wait for the children to finish their parts.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
superhero story. And they want to write in English for the first time, this
Oh,
time
wow.
themselves. One is 12, one is 11. So that's pretty young to be able to write in English in another
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So does that mean you're just
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
recruiting students? Yeah.
Yeah, how that happened was I was before I had the internship at the high school, I worked at a primary school as a lunch hour teacher.
Hmm.
And then two
Hmm.
kids were like, Miss Vita, you should write your next book about our superheroes. And I said, well, yeah, why not? Um, and so I wrote Heroes of Sky City 1 with their help, with their input, and one of the two children made the illustrations for the book.
Yeah.
And then we even had a little book presentation in a bookshop where we read a chapter out loud. So that was very nice. Yeah.
It's yeah. Look,
That.
I'm always in favor of kids writing stories.
Mhm.
Especially when
Yeah.
adults can help them do it. Like I say this all the time. We had him on the show, Ethan Nicole, who wrote a comic book called Axe Cop with his 5-year-old, 6-year-old brother,
Wow.
and his little brother would be like, oh, this and do this, do that, and like, the stories would hardly make sense, but but in a way they did. Um, yeah, I just love stuff like that. But Ryan, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the same thing. It's always really good when you can include the younger generation because
Yeah,
you never know that might be their
yeah,
author origin story. You know,
Yeah.
they might grow up and start writing books, and then someone might ask them, "How did you get into reading?" And they said, "Oh, I have this teacher, Miss Vita, and she
mm,
helped us write this book, and that made me want to be an author." So
yeah.
it's like you're inspiring the next generation.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like people often underestimate children and how much they can already do
Yeah,
and don't really give
Mm,
them a chance. But they know, of course, what kind of stories children really want to read because they are
yeah,
children.
yeah. That's
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
exactly.
They always say if if there's a book that hasn't been there's a book that you want to read but you can't find it, then write it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So
100%.
where do you get your ideas? Do they just pop into your head, or do you go looking for
Yeah.
them?
Oh, yeah, there is a lot of different ways I get my ideas. Sometimes a storyline just appears.
Mm.
Sometimes I've also had where I've had a dream at night and then
Hmm.
I think, oh,
Hmm.
there's a good story in that
Yeah.
actually. And a lot of some things are drawn from my own life, like Tiffany in Camden, she dances ballet, and I used to dance ballet for about 9 years.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, until my knee dislodged, and then I wasn't allowed to
Mm.
dance anymore. But then, while writing the books, I still got to experience the world
Mm.
of ballet.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, was it a knee or a
So,
toe thing? Because
Yeah.
the two big things with ballet.
Yeah.
so you know how you said sometimes you get your ideas from your dreams. Do you have a like a notebook and a pen that on your bedside table or next to your bed so that if you do wake up from a dream, you can write the idea down?
Usually I just do it on my phone in the notes app.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
keep
every
forgetting
next.
we live in an age of technology. We could just get on your
Yeah.
phone. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh,
do
that's
have
awesome.
I do have a stack of notebooks downstairs where it's like it's almost like a half a meter high filled
Mm.
with
Yeah.
different kinds of story ideas.
Mm.
Yeah. I have enough story ideas to write about 30 more books, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And do you find like while you're writing a book, more and more ideas come to you for other books?
Oh, yeah, sometimes for other books, sometimes for the same books. Like
Yeah.
you'll be writing a scene and then it can go in an unexpected direction.
Yeah.
And like while I was writing the science fiction series, there was a plot twist that I just started to kind of find out
Mm.
along with while I was writing it. And then it just all clicked into place and it all
Yeah.
made sense.
Mm.
And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So you'd say
Yeah.
you're more of a pantser than a plotter?
Oh, it really depends on the book. Like, for the Bracken and Co. series, I knew how it was gonna end, and
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted in book four, I knew I wanted there to be a kind of kidnapping and an escape, and I did have to, especially like um, when I was plotting book four, I also needed to think about book five because I knew it would be a five-part series and then everything would have to
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
At the end, everything would have to fit. And for I'm now on Love and Loss in Camden Part 3. And for that one, I
Okay.
have a little thing in my notes app where per chapter I have globally like what is going to happen already set out. So I just need to get writing, and then I can get a new part into the world.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So, who would you say are some
Awesome.
of your biggest influences when it comes to writing? Like where you get your inspiration from?
Oh, I think I would say there's three female authors that I get a lot of inspiration from. One is Jacqueline Wilson.
Hmm.
Don't know if you know her
I,
from Tracy Beaker.
I know the name. I've definitely seen
Yeah.
it floating around.
Yeah, she's written over 100 books, so she's very
Wow.
prolific. Yeah, she's an old woman at the moment, and she's still
Mm,
writing. She's still cranking out books. I think that's really cool.
wow.
And you have Diana Winnie Jones,
Hmm.
who's written Howl's Moving Castle. I always really like her
Mhm.
sense of humor in the books
Hmm.
and her way of making them feel magic. And I also really enjoy Lucy Maud Montgomery, who is author of Anne of Green Gables,
All
more
right.
kind
Yep.
of classic kind of books. I also really enjoy The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I don't know
Mm,
if you've read that.
Okay.
It's a kind of it's kind of a love letter to books like Narnia in a
yeah.
way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now you've got so many books, but
Hmm.
I because we like to talk about covers, I'm going to bring up the
Yeah.
covers to your Lost and Found series because it's
Oh
a nice or I'm just a fan of hand drawn stuff. But I will bring it up on the screen.
yeah. Yay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we stalked your Amazon, and so now you probably mentioned this in the elevator pitch that episode that we did, but for people that may not have seen it, um, did you do all these drawings yourself?
I did almost all of them myself. Only the cat that you see on volume one, my
Mm-hmm.
mom drew the cat,
No.
and I drew the rest myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
because my mom, she once illustrated a book about a cat, but then the book never got published.
Mm.
So this way, she still has a cat published.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cheating. So is there a story
Yeah.
about a cat in in that volume?
Oh. There's a story. It's about the girl. You see her in the corner
Hmm.
of the book, and she loses her parents, and then she
Oh,
goes on this journey through the 5 stages of grief, and it's kind of like a fantasy story. So she goes through the stages through like different landscapes,
yeah.
different people who kind of represent that. And in every landscape, there is a different white animal, and the cat is in the fourth part. So, for example, you have the 5 stages there are denial, anger, bargaining,
Mm.
depression, and acceptance.
Yeah.
And for denial, she goes through this forest, and there are talking trees. And they're
Mm.
saying, "Oh, how lovely is the weather!" And "Oh, the sky is blue and our leaves are
Mm.
green." But it's the leaves are falling. It's becoming fall and winter, and then she's like, "What are you talking about? Like your your leaves are brown and withered, and
Yeah.
and the sky is gray." And then she's like, "Well, how is that any different from what you are doing? Because well, we don't never had eyes to see to start with, but
Mm.
you've closed yours all on your own." And then she gets mad, and then she goes
Mm.
like runs away to the next stage, and so that's
Mm.
how the story kind of goes through different stages. Yeah,
That's really clever. Um,
thank you. I wrote that one when I was 16 or 17.
16.
Yeah, I started it writing it when I was 16 for in the Netherlands we have something called profielwerkstuk, which at the end of high school it's like a mini thesis that you have
Hmm.
to do, and you can choose what kind of um class you want to do it for. And one thing they said is you could also try to write a book if you want for English. So then I did that with the
Mm.
5 stages. I wrote this little
Wow.
novella, and I also did a literature review where I pointed out the 5 stages in different books and media. So also in Zelda, Majora's Mask, you have the five
Mm.
stages, the video game,
Wow.
and in
Hmm.
yeah. So that was very nice. And then I published this. Ooh, I think that was at the beginning of this year actually. So At least it wasn't very long ago. So that must be almost 7 or 8 years after I originally wrote the story. Yeah.
Wow.
So do you think you're going to do another volume, or is this just going to be three?
Oh, I think right now it's just going to be three because I've put all my different short stories and
Yep.
poems in there that I want to publish.
Yep.
So just so they would have a nice space. It's called Lost and Found because a lot of them are stories or poems that I submitted to competitions.
Yeah.
And then they didn't win the competition, but now they got found for this volume, so that's why
Yeah.
it's also called Lost and Found.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
and but now I want to continue with Camden 3 and Heroes of Sky City 2. Those are the main ones I'm working on at the moment.
yeah. Are they separate series?
The Heroes of Sky City and Camden
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
or
Are they going to be series or just standalones?
the Heroes of Sky City, that's gonna be the second superhero book I write with the
Mm-hmm.
kids. I think for now I'm gonna keep it at two. They're also gonna have to be finding high schools and stuff now. So they're gonna be yeah, in my country you don't have a middle school. You have
Okay.
yeah, you have elementary school, and then when you're about 12, you go to high school. And then we have three different
Yeah,
kind of high schools.
yeah.
One is 4 years, one is 5 years, one is 6 years. So that's a pretty different system.
Mm.
But yeah. And then Camden, right now I'm working on the third volume of that series. And in the end, it's going to be, ooh, that's going to be a scoop. It's going to be four because
Ooh.
the series is called Seasons of Camden. There's four
Mm.
seasons.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. So the first book that I wrote was set in summer. The second one, Secrets and Soul in Camden, that was published, was set in autumn. And then now I'm writing Winter and Worries in Camden. So
That's
that's
very
very
clever.
exciting.
You're very good
Yeah.
at patterns. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think
I
of
like patterns. Yeah.
now I'm trying to think of other things you could do. Months. Like
Ah,
a calendar year or something. Um,
yeah. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you
yeah.
could have a. I do also have ideas for a high school series where every story takes place in about 1 month of the year, and then you
Oh
follow a
yeah.
different character every month. So that's also something that I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I think about making a sequel to Daniel, David and Denise, which was like a 90s Newcastle love story that I
Mm.
also published. But I'm not sure yet whether after the Cabinet series I want to do that or whether I want to focus on my fantasy trilogy that I'm also thinking about.
Mm.
Yeah, there's still lots to come.
Yeah. Sounds like it. So I mean, it's
And
the
you're only
best.
young. You're only young too,
Yeah.
so you've got plenty of time to
Mm.
publish as many books as you can.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Yep. So you'd probably never get writer's block, would you? Because you can just bounce around from project to project.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I do find that then, let's say I'm writing a book and then uh, I have to do a lot of work for university or something, and then, or something else happens and I get distracted, then sometimes I find it hard to go back into the book to
Mm.
get the flow going again.
Yeah.
But once
Hmm.
I get myself to start, then it usually does start flowing. But so I had that in high school a lot where I would start a story and then 3 weeks later I'd have a few thousand words and then I got distracted by something and then I was thinking of another story
Yeah.
and then I had about 30 beginnings of stories but never a full
Yeah.
book. Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, well, I think it's time for the game. Are you ready for the game?
Oh yes.
Now I did mention this before, but we do have I found a spinny wheel online. But
Ooh,
first
yes.
I'll bring up the picture so we know what's
Mm.
going on. Bit of a new graph here, but the game is called Story Pitch. where you you pick a number between 1 and 12 for each category, or you can choose to spin the wheel. And then every number that you get correlates to something on a graph that me and Ryan have access to. So it's up to you whether you want to spin the wheel or just give us the numbers.
I think let's leave it up to chance. Let's
Spin
see
the
what the
wheel?
wheel decides for us. Yeah.
All right, let me practice this. Okay.
And I have to make a story with those
Yeah,
4 things in it. Yeah.
that's it. There's 2 rounds. Sorry, I just got to figure out how this thing works. There we go. Bang. All right, the spinny wheel.
Ooh, spinning wheel.
So we are going to hit this spinny wheel. We'll get the numbers.
10.
Okay, so this 10 for setting.
Okay. Nice.
We'll spin again for the genre. Oh, don't. What?
Whoa!
Oh, 11.
No,
Okay, good. Not that it's all bad. All right, we got an 11. Now we're going to spin for the main character's profession.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a 7.
Cool.
And once more for the crazy edition.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So it's 10, 11, 7, 11.
11.
All right,
7,
I'm gonna
11.
7, 11. Do you have them over there?
No, not in this country. No.
All right, I'm going to switch back to the graph so we know what's going on. All right, cool. All right, we'll bring up the graph there, Ryan. So there are 2
Yep,
rounds.
I've got mine ready to go.
Alrighty. Okay, so setting is number 10, and it is, oh, how perfect is this? It's a secondhand bookshop.
Oh, nice.
And your genre is romance, which I can
Ooh.
see that's something you're very familiar in writing. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Your main character is a rock star. Oh, geez, this is the perfect
Oh.
romance.
And your crazy edition, which is something that must appear in your story, is karaoke.
Karaoke.
Wow. Would you,
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Well,
this writes itself.
yeah, basically. Okay, so we have this rock star. He's kind of lost his spark in songwriting. He doesn't know what his next song's going to be about. So he goes to the secondhand bookstore to get some inspiration. And then he bumps into our female main character, and she says, well, in order to get your music spark back, you don't have to just look at the books, you have to actually sing. So she convinces him to go to karaoke and sing all these songs, and then it kind of helps him get more into the flow of music again, and that's the start of their love story.
There you go. Like, I mean, it's perfect.
Awesome.
Like,
I think that was
I agree.
almost as quick. I think that was almost, if not as quick as Molly McCabe, who was our
Yeah.
quickest story pitch so far. So well done on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it did kind of lean up very
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah, it did, 100%. Because as soon as it was a secondhand bookshop and a romance, I was like, I've seen a
Yeah.
few movies
Yeah,
that like
seen a
this.
few of those.
Yeah.
All right. Are we going back to the spinny wheel for round 2? Back to the spinny wheel. All right. Round 2. I think this is a little bit harder. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So for the setting, we get a 10 again.
Oh,
I feel like this thing's rigged. It's going to be a different like it's the different graphs, so it's going to be a different thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because else we'd have 2 secondhand bookshops.
Yeah, no, it's going to be different. For the genre, oh, it's a 10.
Oh.
It really likes this 10.
Yeah.
Main character is going to be 10. Is it going to be 10 again?
Ooh,
what?
close. 11.
Crazy edition. Oh, you can tap it and it goes faster. There you go.
Oh, I feel like it's
No,
gonna
don't.
be 12.
12.
Uh-huh. It
All
favors
right.
the higher numbers.
It favors the. All right, let's go back to the graph. All right, let's pull up our little. All right, so that's graph number 2. Okay, so your setting is a garage sale.
A garage sale.
And your genre is a lit RPG. And that basically, just in case you don't know what that is, or our viewers don't know what that is, it's kind of like um, the main character kind of knows he's in a game, a video game, but
Oh,
no one else around does. It's kind of that kind of story.
So it's kind of like Ready
like
Player
Sword
One.
Art.
Yeah, like Ready to
Yeah.
Play One.
Oh, yeah.
All right, okay. This is the harder graph. So your main character is an astronaut.
Okay.
And
That
what was
is,
the number
yeah.
for Crazy Edition?
12.
12. And your Crazy Edition, which is something that must appear in the story, are sumo wrestling.
Oh, wow.
So it's a tough one. So
Yeah, this is.
it's a garage sale. The genre's got to be like an RPG. So it could be a video game garage. Your main character's got to be an astronaut, and there's got to somehow feature sumo wrestlers.
Wow. Okay, so there's this video game where you have all these kind of garage sales and there's different kinds of bargains, and then you have to get supplies there. And our main character, he is an astronaut, and then what basically happened was he flew into space, and he was very bored up there, and then he started playing a video game and he got sucked into it. So he ended up inside this garage sale video game, and there's different kinds of levels where different kinds of people are selling things. And so you have a level where there's cowboys selling things. You have a level where there is samurai selling things, and there's also a sumo wrestler level, which is the hardest one to get through because they're really hard at driving the bargains. So they're kind of like the main boss of the garage sale.
They're the hagglers.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I
I
like
like.
it. Again, very quick, and that's how we can tell you've got so many books out and so many ideas going,
Yeah.
because you're able to pick up an idea on the fly. So well done.
Yeah. I
Thank you. Yeah.
I like to think that astronauts are playing video games in space. It's just makes sense.
About sumo wrestler
Definitely.
garage sales.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna guarantee you that there probably is like a garage. If there's a game coming out
Yeah,
where you're a rock. Have you seen that game?
Yeah.
It's like
I did see that.
There's so many like simulation games. Like it first started off with, I think like the first one was like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then there came out with like so many. There's like a goat
Yeah.
simulator where you can be a goat.
Oh yeah, I know that
There's
one.
I mean, for me, I've actually played one. I played Power Wash Simulator, which is like where
Oh
you
yeah.
wash cars and houses and dirt, and it's actually super relaxing for me. But there's so many different simulation games. I have
Yeah.
no doubt
There's
that there is
a campfire
a
simulator.
garage simulator.
I literally just looked it up. There's one called Yard Sale Simulator.
Now, there you go.
There you
That's the
go.
game.
It's the same thing. An astronaut's playing Yard Sale Simulator. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, there you go. It's getting dark over here in Australia. So,
Wow.
Mhm.
thank you for joining us, Vita. Again, it's been a blast. Please let our listeners know where they can follow you and buy your books and anything that you want to share with our listeners. The floor is yours.
Where they
Oh,
can
yeah.
follow you on social
Yep.
media and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find me on X as Books Vita. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok as 3Muse Days, so like the number 3 Muse Days, which is actually a combination between Three Doors Down, Muse, and Green Day. That's where it originally
There
came
you go. There you go.
On YouTube, I'm gonna start posting videos about my writing, which will
Cool.
be
Nice.
it's just called Vita Luna, and on Facebook you have Vita Luna Books. So I can be found in most places.
Mhm.
What I want to share to the readers is and listeners is everyone has different stories inside of them, and only you can write your book. So always give it a try. Never quit before you start. Always just start writing. There's a lot of people thinking about writing a book, but never truly starting it. Because they think like, oh, what if it's not good enough in one go?
Yeah.
But you can always edit. You just have to figure out, where do I want my readers to go into the story, and that'll be your first page, and that's where you start.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'd highly recommend getting a good alpha reader and a good beta reader,
Yeah.
Because I've found them super helpful lately. But all Ryan ever says to me is, give me the next chapter. Give me the next chapter.
Yeah.
Give me the next chapter.
Although I did give you some
No,
I gave you some good feedback on this book,
Yeah,
and you implemented it, and it reads much better. So
Yeah.
that is part of my task.
Yeah. There you go.
I always have my mom read my books first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She checks them for me. So yeah, and thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been a lot of fun to be here.
No, well, anytime you want to come back, reach out and we'll figure something out. We do have a lot of people coming on, but we do have a lot of people that have been on coming back. So,
Well, yeah. What do you do when you have them a second time?
there's different questions.
Oh,
There's a new set of icebreaker questions. But I'll probably still play Story Pitch, and this is one for our because we're coming into Christmas. So I'll let you guys know. I have created a new graph for Story Pitch for the people coming in over Christmas. So it's all going to be the same, except instead of a crazy edition, it's going to be a Christmas edition.
Nice.
So they're going to have to craft a Christmas story. Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's going to be fun. We've got some great people coming on for that. But yeah, again, guys, thank you for listening. Remember to check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles, Martin Kearns. And because I have not said it yet, please buy Ryan's shirt. And
Buy my shirt.
Yes, because then
Your
you too.
shirt.
We do have merch pictured below, linked below. But ever since Ryan came up with the catchphrase, or stole my catchphrase, living the dream, we put it on a shirt, and now you can buy it and you can live the dream. So check that out, guys. But yeah, if you want to reach out, thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com, or reach out on the socials. And until next time, keep supporting those indie authors, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
See you next time.